Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the spot. And now it's time for our spot of music, and we're going to be checking out something from my South African brother. You know that
this kind of music that gets you.
You know that thing that they do that. Yeah. When I tried in front of the mirror, I'm like, no, don't do it outside. And it looks so easy, but it's so hard.
There you go. He's telling you. I really like him. I like his music. I like his.
You like the man.
I like his vibe.
Say you like the man.
I don't. I mean, but okay. Even if I did, is it bad?
It's not a bad thing.
There you go. So yeah, nice video. I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm so ready to dance right now.
Nah.
Oh yeah, stand up and dance. Cuckoo, just stand up and dance. Let it be club sport.
Oh my God!
You know the thing is, from his music, you can tell that he's very passionate and very, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. You know, he's done really well for himself.
He is. He's doing really, really well. I want to say he was nominated for a Mama, but I don't think he won this year, 2016. Yeah, I don't think he won, but he's doing good things. I like the video. What?
Imagine if this video was shot like literally one day when Casper's trainer came to train him. Just shot this video.
It's possible.
Zainab, this laughter that you're like, it's not even that funny.
Maybe you know when you think of something, but you're not realize that you can't say what you thought of, that you just say something else.
Maybe that was what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Casper.
He's definitely one of the best out of South Africa.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know.
But we have a best out of Nigeria.
Out of Africa.
Are you sure?
Out of the world, in fact, if you
I'm the
permit
rest
me
of the
to.
world coming into the house.
Yes.
He's been here before.
He has.
We had a good time.
A couple times, yeah.
So please join us in welcoming the most incredible of them
Short
all.
back boy, but really big.
Mr. Incredible MI into the building.
What up, what up? Are you bringing presents?
Today for
I
once.
hope, nah, he's
Hi.
empty-handed.
Oh, I didn't come with a present. Oh, my bad.
You never come with
good
presents.
What's
Yeah,
up?
I know.
How are you?
It's terrible. Everything I thought of bringing, and I thought about it this morning.
You didn't even bring no alcohol.
You can give us cash.
Yeah, because the alcohol, I thought,
No nothing.
I thought you guys
How
wouldn't
goes
have
it?
it on.
You can
can
sit.
give us
No, you
cash.
can sit
You
right
want to
here.
sit right there?
I'll scoot. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it would be branded, so you guys wouldn't.
We drink anything.
We collect cash.
I will send.
Can you imagine?
Can I send?
Yeah, of course you can.
Cool.
You said, can you
I'll take
imagine?
it
So
and
don't
drink.
even think about it in case he actually sends it.
So you guys just gonna get rid of Ibuka like that?
No, he's on daddy duties. He's babysitting,
Cold.
changing nappies.
Cool.
What do you mean? Like what?
But sorry, my voice is gone. So
That's cool.
Why?
So good.
Branded.
Have you been drinking tea and
all
honey?
weekend.
Who have you been screaming
Yeah,
at?
yeah,
been
I have
drinking?
been trying to. That's why I can talk as much as
Yeah.
All right.
screaming to crowds. I was at Fino Fest.
Okay.
Ooh, I heard that
about
was
Damn.
It
crazy.
was like 40,000 people.
Yeah. Was it true that you had to like basically like at
I
some
did,
point
yeah.
dive off the stage
Yeah.
because it was getting too hype?
Yeah, I think they took me off because
Yeah.
it was getting there, but I think that I could have stayed maybe a little.
A little longer.
The crowd weren't trying to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
There's an issue with the bouncer. One of the bouncers and some people in the crowd.
Oh,
So that it sort of escalated to the side of the stage.
Stage.
But they were just like, hey, just get out of here.
Okay, gotcha.
How does it make you feel when like you see a Nigerian act like fill up a space like that with that many people? What does that say for when we go outside and decide to fill up, I don't know, a stadium in London or something? And I mean, which we have been doing a little bit.
I mean, this year has been amazing for events, right? They filled up Barclays. Was it the Barclays? No.
Barclays, yes.
Yeah, Barclays, right?
Center.
Barclays Center. And then Houston.
Somewhere in Houston.
And then in Houston, Toyota Center in Houston. And like Toyota Center is even bigger than Barclays. Like it's huge, super huge. And then Fino's doing this thing out here.
Yeah.
Across Africa also, Casper.
Filled
Filled out the dome last year, and then
that's
this year
right.
filled out the, I forget what it's called, it's some stadium though.
Yeah.
But he packed it out. But man, the power is gradually coming to the hands of the artist, and I think that's a good thing. Hopefully it continues. And we had a tough year at the beginning with the economy, but we're bouncing back.
We'll talk more about bouncing back with that and much more when we come back after this short break with MI. Please stay with us. Hey guys, what's up? You are still watching The Spot. We've been joined by our guest today, the magnificent MI. And today we're talking about music, the business, the passion, and the art. So he's definitely the perfect person to talk to about that, because I kind of feel like you've gotten all three of those in a sense, like the business aspect.
Yes, I'm trying.
Unlock.
I'm learning.
Unlock.
I'm learning.
You have the passion and you know the art, right?
Thank you.
I know you won't say no, you don't, because you're not humble. So we won't even pretend that you don't know the art of music. But like in all this now, you say with the business now you're trying. Do you feel like coming from a more creative side, at least at first, because I know you did Loopy before you became the head of Chocolate City, but before you even started, developing artists and you were just, okay, I'm trying to do my own thing, I'm trying to push my own art. Do you feel like all of that is working for you now that you're doing the business? Do you feel like you would have benefited more from learning more about the business before you went into the art? Like, how do you feel about the whole thing?
It's a good question. I was the guy in Jos that was like, I was the mini sponsor. I had a job, I'd take like 5K, get Jesse. I thought Jesse was the talent, Ruby, those guys, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll get in the studio and make music. And then I think one of the sessions, they weren't so serious. And I was like, with the time I'll record a song. And then that sort of fell in the right hands and I got a record deal. So I've always wanted to be the business guy.
Okay.
Right? And as far as development, I mean, the first people I called in my development would be Jesse, Ice Prince, Ruby, those guys, because we started way back in Jos and we had a little studio and all that. So I've always been the business guy, but nothing fully prepares you, especially what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Like nothing prepares you. And every day you think you've gained some experience. The next morning you wake up, you forget everything and start again.
Oh, wow.
Because every artist is so unique and they have their own journey. And so you just have to stay listening, stay ready to learn, and stay malleable.
Okay, stay malleable. That's a good one, even in life in general, I guess. Do you think that you're better at what you're doing now because you're an artist? Or do you think it's because like, the challenges of, the days when you wake up and you're like, oh God, I have this show, I'm not even, oh God, I have to go and record and I don't have any inspiration. But now you're on the business side, it's like, okay, well, there's money invested in this, there's time, like you can't be wasting my time, like you need to go, how does that work with with your artists?
I think that being an artist makes you empathetic to an artist process.
Yeah.
But I think that when things don't get done, the artists resent empathy. So it's weird, it's a weird mix. So if some artists didn't take off, they would probably have probably resent me more in that position.
Because you didn't push them.
Not because I didn't push them, but because as an artist,
there are certain things you should understand.
if you said you understand, like if I didn't know anything about the music business, I'd be like, hey, this is what I think has to happen, right? But when you're more empathetic and you understand more, you end up seeing that artists rebel more against someone that's in the music industry
as well,
as opposed to someone. So
Really?
if I have a producer friend or manager or sponsor or another artist, there's going to be more of a rebellion when there's partying than if it's just some guy that is a sponsor.
I think maybe because with the artist or producer, you're tugging back and forth on creatives, whereas the executive is just the bottom line guy.
Absolutely.
He's the money guy, so what needs to get done has to get done. But you're gonna go, you're gonna have a bit of a tussle with.
So I do absolutely nothing creative.
No creative.
That's what I was gonna ask. You're just the money guy.
Well, I mean, to be CEO, right? So when I took the job, I think the media, they don't really understand. Like in other businesses, they understand what a CEO does. But in the music business, they expect me to be running around in videos and you know what I mean. Like Chocolate City is a big company. It's a serious company. It has staff. It has 3 offices in Lagos. It's like it's a huge company. So to be CEO, like means that with an artist, I will get a call that says, "We're done deciding on the video. Should we pay for it?" And I would just say yes, right? So the things that I'll be more hands-on will be structural things, deciding the direction, corporate culture, stuff like that, right? But as far as the creatives, it will take too much time in the process for me to be part of that. Now, if I have a friendship with the artist, then that's different because then we can hang out and talk about music and stuff like that.
If I was your artist, I would definitely find a way to be asking you one or two questions, regardless of whether you're, you know, far. I'll still find a way to play a song and say, yo, Em, what do you think?
What do you think?
Because you've been someone that has gone through all the different stages at all the different times.
You know the funniest thing? And I don't know if I should be pushing the conversation in this direction, but that's not how it works. You find, especially that, I don't know if this happens in other industries too, but when you're successful, let's say you're giving, you're mentoring someone, right? They will take everyone else's advice.
But yours?
Like as an actor.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
I get what you mean.
I'll be in the room and I'll be like, I don't think this song is gonna work. They'll be like, well, all my friends told me. I'm like,
I'm the guy that knows.
I'm the only person that has any experience about that. But the good thing, I think that God, whatever people believe out there, right? But I'm a Christian, so God puts that in artists because the CEOs need to be wrong a lot of times.
Yeah.
And when somebody's obstinate about something, when somebody says, no, I don't agree with you guys. I've seen all the data, but I don't agree. Most of the times, they're right. And you have to know when to say, okay, let's go with what they...
Okay. Interesting.
That's interesting because I mean, you know, talent. How important would you say talent is in the whole mix of everything? Because we see a lot of talented people, right? And you know, it's almost like, what's really going on? You know, there's some people that I feel, funny enough, when we talk about MI in general in my conversations, I always say, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the way you entered the industry, it was almost like it was calculated. Like it wasn't, you said now that music, but with that your first song that we heard in Lagos,
Safe.
It was almost like this guy said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I say the same thing about Banky too. It's almost like as if he said, this is what I'm going to do and this is how I'm going to penetrate, and it worked, you know. So at that point in time, it wasn't only about your talent, it was also about your strategy. Right. So what would you, how big of a role would you say talent in itself plays when it comes to blowing?
I feel like there are about 2 questions in there.
Yeah.
But we're going to go on a quick break.
That's right. I like how we're here.
When we come back, we'll be answering those questions. We'll see you guys in just a moment on the spot. Welcome back to the spot. We still have MI in the building. Okay, there goes the hype man.
Yeah. I do hype too, in case.
So you were asking MI a question about talent and strategy.
Strategy, yes, talent and strategy.
Man, so I don't know how to answer. When you have superior talent, it's going to take you very close to getting an opportunity. But if somebody just works hard, have you guys read the book The Outlier?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I have.
The Outlier by Malcolm
Malcolm
Gladwell.
Gladwell.
So basically what he says is that the best talent is because the person has put in so many hours of repetition and working hard. So what that means is that if you're a virtuoso pianist, right? 3 years old, 4 years old, you can see the piano, you can figure it out. If I put in 10,000 hours, no matter how talented you are at 3 years old, by 10 years old, I'll be better than you.
Yeah.
Right? So the people that put in the most work, and I think between Jesse and I, Jesse's supremely talented. And because he's been supremely talented and I'm not, I have had to work hard. I'm in the studio constantly. I record. For my last album, Chairman, it had 17 songs. I recorded 150 ideas.
Jeez Louise, man.
Right? Just back, like keep trying and keep trying. And so if someone wants to work hard, they're going to beat every talented person, hands down, no matter how talented they are to start with.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask about the Nigerian music industry, because sometimes it seems, from talking to people who are in the industry, whether they're the artists themselves or like a producer or a writer,
Yes, water, please, thank you.
it's almost like we have a semi-unique industry, the way it's built. It's going the right way now, you know, you have proper structures, but it's not always been that way. Where passion, it's not as if we lack passion. We've had great music over the years, from the Michael Creeds and Alexitos to the 90s guys, the Tribesmen, Maintain, all those guys, Remedies, all those guys.
Great guy.
LD.
But then there was almost like there was a cap, right? they had the passion and they had the art together, but they didn't have the structure that could like make it work for them. So years and years after, they don't have royalties from their music, things like that. Do you think that's what how do you think this is all fitting into our industry today? Like where are we going? Like, are we melding the three together to make sure that the artists have a future? Or are we still kind of like, we're not sure?
Yeah, it's even bigger than artists. It's the guy that's in the room that came up with the hook.
Right, it's the songwriters, right? And all those people,
the producer. So even if I try to explain like the splits in a, so I run a label. Let me just brief demonstration. So I run a label. If let's say Zainab released a single, right? Automatically she'd have a percentage of the song if she wrote the song. If you produce the song, you have a percentage of the song. If she performed the song, so let's say she wrote the song, you produced the song, you performed the song, you have a percentage of the song.
Okay.
I have to pay your publisher, your publisher, your publisher. There's certain ways the song could be used that I wouldn't get paid, but you guys would get paid.
Gotcha.
But if someone wanted to use the copy of the song that I made, they'd have to use it. I'd have a contract with you. It's like
there's a lot of streams.
Complicated and we're getting there, but there isn't enough structure. So I hate it when I go online and I see people like, oh, Wizkid should have done this, or why didn't he? Because
they don't get
it's just young people, like we're all young people just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And there's been no structure, there's been really no help from the government, really no like the whole grant thing that they said. Like,
we didn't see it.
It's just a story.
It's
like,
were you inside?
We affected Nollywood.
It's like the American election. We
true.
watched it. We just, interesting. You know, and watch. How do you guys feel about that, by the way?
We missed that topic, but it's interesting. It's actually interesting. What about the songwriter in Nigeria? There's really no place for. We don't hear. It's almost like as if we
don't know who they are.
Yeah,
because
it's not an industry.
They might be tied into agreements that doesn't allow them.
Is that what it is?
That's what I actually want to ask. Why is that?
Register with COSON first of all.
Yeah.
Register with COSON. That they protect the rights of songwriters.
Yeah.
And if you register with COSON, you're going to get your money, whether the label knows or not.
Or not.
Right?
Okay.
And then every artist just do some research about, when you're in the studio, your split sheets, make sure you sign for the music that you own. But even if you don't, you still own it as long as you don't assign the rights to someone else.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
So actually just curious about something. I remember asking, I don't remember who it was that was a guest that was on the show. And I think we asked them something about who wrote that. And they were like, I can't say. And I was just wondering, why is that? Because everywhere else, like, you have a Whitney Houston song that, what's her name?
Was it a
Neo
rapper?
has written
No, it wasn't.
so many
songs.
songs.
No, it wasn't. Pardon?
I said Neo has written so many songs for artists.
But not even your
songs.
Whitneys will have names of writers, or will have their name assigned to rights of writing, if that makes sense, right?
Well,
so
yeah, I mean, because they'll write a little bit.
Even if we're sitting in this room and you wrote like 3 verses and all I did was contribute 1 line to the chorus.
That's okay. That's fine.
I'm getting something.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering why it's
Why
almost
is
like
it
wrong in a sense.
not
Like nobody
like
ever
it reduces
admits.
your street
No, I'm
cred.
saying for them, they feel
Yeah.
in a sense that it's wrong to say, "Oh, I didn't write this song." I know, for example, Omami writes a lot of her music, or if not all. But that's not everyone. But the impression that a lot of artists want to give is that they write all their
because
music.
the impression from
I
the
don't know
audience
why.
as well
I'm just
sometimes
curious.
is that they feel like you're not highly skilled if you can't write, produce, create. Like if you're not in the entire food chain of the art that you create, people think that you're not good enough. So for me, for example, when I see like a female singer or my thing is with female singers. If you can't perform live on stage, I don't understand what you do. And
so
that's
you're being
me.
sexist against women?
No.
Giving men,
Men as well. But it's a really big thing for me for women.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand why you would get on stage and you're playing me your CD and you can't hold a tune, whereas I know you can sing, but you refuse to sing live to me on stage. What did I pay for? I didn't pay for your CD. I've got that already in my car.
I think also sometimes an artist will start out with a myth about them. So one of the funniest things is that I've met this kid. His name is, my God, I can't believe I'm going to forget his name. I remember in the story. He's the most amazing writer. And because I'm so busy, I'm like, man, I wish this guy could write raps for me. But there's no way with the lore about MI and where I am in my career that I could do songs. And there's no way I could then say, hey, he didn't write. Like there's no win. So I'm literally there with this guy that could
possibly
make your work
solve it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be easier for me to come back and just like an essay and say, hey,
change
that, change this. And I think that's what Drake did. So I don't have the time to write all these lyrics. Write some songs, I come and listen to them. Okay, I don't like this, change this line. But you can see what happened, right? So
yes, I can.
A lot of times people are down that road and they can't tell you, hey, somebody wrote this for me.
I think it's different from for a rapper and a musician.
Yeah,
or a
rappers,
singer.
you know, there's
rapper
that
is like a no-no, it's like what? You don't write your rap.
If you don't, you are in
Because it's so personal, right? Imagine that MI didn't say, they call me MI. It was somebody else.
I heard that, but yeah, we have to go. I heard that someone else, wrote that, but we'll have to go on a break.
Oh wow!
And we'll get back to that
when we want to get wet.
Welcome back to The Spot, and we're still here talking about the music business, the art,
the business, the passion, and the art.
The passion and the art.
What do you think one-hit wonders lack sometimes? Like
one-hit wonder?
when you've made one hit, right? And then you just keep plugging away, or you've been plugging away, and then you have the one hit. Do you think, is that a luck thing, or is that something's missing and then somehow time and chance just joined for you?
I think celebrity culture is so dangerous to music because a one-hit wonder says this person seemed this way. Whatever they do for the rest of their career, if it doesn't seem the same way, the rest of their career is irrelevant. So you could make great music, but if you just never had that celebrity status hit song.
Okay.
So like I keep telling people, I signed up to be a musician, not a celebrity, right? So I've been able to gradually mellow it out because I could see that it was dangerous for me, right? But things like that, like people would come up to me. So before my third album, it took 4 years between second and third. For the third one, people would come up to me and be like, Emma, what's wrong? And I was the happiest then because I was able to spend time with my family. I was making more money than I'd made previously. I was setting up business that I wanted to do and stuff like that. And people would legit come up to me like all the time and be like, hey, what's wrong? Just talk to me. Like, I'm like, I'm balanced now.
Great, bro.
Yeah.
When it just gives you the consumership has an insatiable appetite that is impossible to keep up with. You, no matter if you did everything right, you couldn't be a star forever, right? And
you could also have a song that's bigger
coming
than you.
to terms with that, right?
So
even a one-hit wonder, there's people that we say are one-hit wonders that have had amazing careers after that.
Right.
They're taking care of their families, working hard. But at the end of the day, I think when you have had 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, you look back and it's luck. It's something in the cosmos that happens for you that you can't recreate as hard as you try.
It's so tough because like when you have a hit back to back and then you can't actually sit and put an album together or an EP, like for me, I just wonder, what do you then have to offer? Is that it? Is it just to create that one-off tune that does really well over Christmas or does well for a few months?
Oh, okay. You mean people who intentionally say, okay, I want one hit. I mean, I'm trying to.
No, who have one-hit wonders, but then they can't create more outside of that.
Yeah,
so you can't even put together like
or drugging, maybe a music.
So you're lazy.
So you basically have an album of like one hits, rather than a cohesive body of work.
Oh, okay.
You can't control that. African Rapper #1, one of my biggest songs, right? I'm in the studio, messing around. High life music. I was saying to myself, what if we made a high life rap song? Ice Prince walks in, sings African Rapper #1. We bust out laughing, and we're like, this will never work, and put it away, right? I'm recording the whole of MI2. I'm almost done. Flavor comes to hang out with me one day. I'm like, oh, let's do something for my album. He listens to like 20 things. Here's that one thing that I'm embarrassed to play for him because I'm like, how do I have his songs? How does someone sing a chorus with my name? How does Flavor say, MI, microphone? And then he says, oh, this song. And then trying to rap on it took like maybe another 2 months. And the Calabar guys walked in, heard it, and just said, album sold. I didn't have verses on it. They heard African Rapper #1 with the chorus and the beat, and they said album sold. Nothing, like all this other work I'd done.
Yeah.
Right?
Didn't matter to
Like,
them.
it didn't matter
That was the one.
in the creation of this one song. It just fell in our laps, right? Or Ole Cool or Waiting Day, like the songs I've been a part of. Coca, when he came, in fact, Kole Work was in the studio, and it's almost as if we hadn't heard it. We'd heard it, but we hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
And then one day we just heard it again, and we're like,
And you're like, oh wait, that's
this
the
could
one.
work. And then it just, you never know, and you have to be okay with
Not know
with
what you have.
just being a hardworking artist, because if it doesn't work and you have some expectation that you're trying to live up to, it could affect your self-esteem and drag you down.
So during the break, we were talking about like personality traits. So for Chocolate City, where you guys, there's an eye for detail with every aspect to building a brand and an artist. Is that something that you work on, personality-wise, with your different acts? Because I thought about rappers and the stereotypical behaviors and the ways that they just do things, and it reminded me of my cousin is so she's a journalist with CNN, and she was doing an interview
Name
with.
dropper. My cousin is a journalist.
No. So she was doing an interview with an artist in SA, and she had told him that, okay, I'm going to ask you these 3 questions. You can just look at me, whatever. And she asked the last question, finish. Then she was like, oh, thank you very much. He walked away. And she said that nobody has ever done that to her in her years of interviewing presidents. The most important people you could think of. She didn't understand how he felt that was okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, sometimes like that's just what you're gonna get. You're gonna get one who doesn't want to talk. You're gonna get one who just makes you feel like crap. You're gonna get a Lil Wayne in an interview saying to you, oh, don't be asking me those stupid ass questions or something like that. So why are they, I don't want to say you guys, because you're not like that.
Hopefully you guys want to talk about me next episode.
Well, we did have one.
I need to watch the next 4 episodes just to be sure. Instead of like, 2 episodes ago, Emma was terrible.
You've been a good guest. I mean, this is
Yeah,
your
you have
third.
been.
This is your third. This is the
keep
third
bringing you
time you've been here, and we've had a good time each time you've been here. So you're not one of the people on our blacklist.
Yeah.
When I started this season, I found out that there was a blacklist.
So, but to answer the question, I just think fame is helium. It's
Goes to
getting that ego, it just blows it up and blows it up. However, what I would be concerned about as a record company guy,
Exec.
right? Exec is you having healthy relationships and having a healthy lifestyle. Because if you're arrogant and you're rude to people, it could help you make money as long as you're not arrogant to
the
the
people
people
who
that
have the money.
Or to the right people.
right?
Yeah.
So if you want to piss off the whole of media and media hates you, right? And it's put Kanye in position of power where he's like, look, I hate the paparazzi. I hate he storms off of interviews and goes against the establishment like the Academy, the Grammys and stuff like that. It could put you in position, but we're all worried now, right, about Kanye because he seems to be
Going off the
escalating.
hinges.
So if he goes back home and plays with his kids and he's happy with his wife, and then shows up, so like Kendrick Lamar, he's like completely
opposite.
you know what I mean? Like
Together. Chill.
Very well said from Baba himself, M.I. Abaga. And on that note, we shall be going on a quick break. Remember to contribute on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, my WhatsApp, whatever it is that you choose. The Spot will be right back.
What's up, guys? You're still watching The Spot here on EbonyLife, and we are still hanging out with M.I. We've been talking music, the passion, the business, and the arts. And we're going to kick straight over to a spotlight to see who is in the spotlight.
Catch you never marry. You find you set chat, them say you carry. You still they find for your tatties. No worry, God go do Cola, you they drink, you they spend. 2 years don't pass and you never parents. Your guy, your bossy, they use you, they play. My brother, this life now your honey day. This life now drink them twice. Nobody only pass you and life na so take a missy, my name is Shodi Arukat, so my stage name is Shodi Rix. I'm a pop artist, R&B and pop actually. I do music. It started a very long while, I can't say when I was very young. I know I do sing, then I sing and I dance, but I took more of dance to heart. So I dance like every time. Back then, in secondary school, I go for competitions, even when I was in university. So actually that time I joined an a cappella group called Call to Serve. We sing in churches and all. So that was how I actually started. I wanted to go into music, but I thought about that thing that, if I go into music now, will my dad support me? Because I was actually in school, and I know he won't really like it. So I just had to chill till I finished.
Interesting
So when
name.
Shodi
I like that, yeah, Shodi Weeks.
Related to Ricardo?
No.
No.
Or Shodi.
Yeah.
Shodi, turn up king.
We had a kid. Okay. Yeah.
Timini, I want us to just let's put it on the you're not
Let's
funny.
talk MI. Let's
You're
talk
not
MI.
funny.
MI is in the building today, you know. Let's talk
Get on
about the
my
fact that I can
nerves.
sing and I can rap. There's this rap that I came up with when I found out that MI was coming, and I don't know if time will
Ready,
permit.
man. Bars,
There's no
bars,
time, there's
let's
no
go.
time, there's no time.
Okay.
Spit it.
Okay, there's no time, so.
What?
Call your number.
You do it on WhatsApp.
You're trying to hit on me. You're trying to, like,
Nah, G.
that's
None
what
of
this
that.
all ended up being.
None of that.
You
None of
worked
that.
it perfectly. Like, oh, no time, so I'll just get your number, right?
No, G. I'll follow you. Follow me back then. I could DM you.
KFB.
DMs, wow.
Wow.
Behave now. This guy.
But
Oh
yeah,
my gosh. Yes. So I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like the topic, for example, what we've been talking about, it's kind of like a big circle, right? So yes, music, the business, the passion, the art, all these three things are factors that you need for a successful career. Yay or nay?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I mean,
Money
for people
also.
who, I think for people who are going into music, I think that a lot of people go into music for that thing that you said, right? They're looking for fame, they're looking for that celebrity, you know, or they have the talent and they maybe not, they don't do the hard work, but they just feel like, well, I mean, I can sing now, so someone's gonna get me. What's your advice? I know I hate asking, but you're the one to ask. If we were gonna ask anybody, we would ask you. You're trying to go into music.
Yeah, man.
You haven't got it all together.
Have a picture of who you want to be on your way out.
Okay.
So you always can compare where you're headed. Also, work hard. Work hard. Take care of yourself mentally. Find peace, because there really isn't any happiness in like fame and like all that. There really isn't any happiness. Most of the people that you see that are super successful are very unhappy. Very super unhappy. And
Wow, cheerful, huh?
yeah, no, we need to also, the business needs to get better, because we can have the biggest artists in the world but have no ownership of what happens. And I think that's what we at Chuck are really trying to protect and make sure that we don't lose the actual ownership of where the music is. That's what really matters. You know, it's not who's hot today or who's hot tomorrow.
quickly, a lot of people, upcoming people musicians that might be watching, they have an issue with pushing out their music, you know, because they say it's expensive. Is there any trick, tip that you could give, you know?
Just start where you are. That's the first thing we look for. We want someone that has a social media following and a fan base wherever they are. Don't try to take over Nigeria at once. Start where you are, and somebody else will help you. So whether it's the media or TV stations or whatever, will help you communicate to the rest of the people, but you can't beat nowhere.
Alrighty. Well, on that note, we do have to go. It's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, MI, for coming through.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Good seeing you
And
guys
I'm looking
again.
forward to good things in 2017.
Yes, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Bring the album, bring the album. That's right. All right, guys. See you later.
So you sign out.
Bye.